we still get emotional when we see it again. I look over and he's like, "Don't look at me. You can't look at me."
A lot of people have watched it multiple times and post, "Oh my gosh, I've watched it for the fourth time. I'm still crying."
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Let's start off with thank you so much for, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Have to wear glasses. Thank you so much for watching Little People Big World. You guys, during this crazy, crazy time, I am thankful I still get to do what I do. Like I mentioned before, it's hard to be vulnerable, even after the many, many, many years we have been doing this show.
Many years.
Sometimes it still gets to me. And that's what I think keeps the show so real. Because I don't know, when you're kind of when you're used to being vulnerable,
yeah,
I think maybe you lack a little bit of the sincerity of the importance of your emotion and feelings and other people's thoughts and input and emotions. So anyway, Little People Big World is real. That's all I'm going to say. So I know we've got some questions on Instagram. Someone said they got our fudge. I am so, so excited, you guys. Thank you so much for supporting Little People, or I mean, Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen as well. Because look at the new bag we got. See, it says, how do I do this? Okay, see, it says Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen. Then it says eat. Oops, love. And where's that little E? Hang on.
It doesn't have the E on that.
Oh, it doesn't have it on this one. It has it on my shirt. Okay, the bag says eat, love, gather. And my shirt says E, and our coffee mug says E. Because that is what like Lisa has it. That is what we've been doing, is e-gathering. And so many people, just connecting with our families, our friends, and longtime family and friends, and getting a chance to, get to talk to you guys. So it's all been fun.
Well, do you want to get started? Because this is more of a kind of a post episode Q&A type thing instead of just inspirational. Kind of going through the episode. It started out with the tail end of the proposal. You were all excited and ready to go, and you had some people to tell. You had to tell Matt, and you had to tell Zach. You also had accepted proposal on your house, so you knew you were going to be moving.
Okay, yeah. Let's explain the context of being engaged, just like you were doing, Lisa.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were questioning whether it was real or not, or did I know? And then also, this week's episode. But to put it in context, like Lisa was saying, I was getting engaged. Well, I got engaged. I had just closed on the house, and it was going to be finalized in about a couple of weeks. So then I was still packing and moving, and I knew I had a lot more to go because everyone was asking me, when am I moving, or have I found a house yet, and when are you going to be out of the house, and all this other stuff. Then I was dealing with contractors and the delay of all that, and the scheduling and the timing. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it was pressure. It was pressure on me. So
and the holidays.
I was and another major event in my life is that my mom passed away a week later after I got engaged. And so there was just so much going on last week's episode. And then, from that, this week's episode, you saw me worrying about how are my kids going to take this? Because there are different stages, how kids embrace, adults as well, how they embrace you know, their parents, they're changing lives, that different relationship now. And, you know, everyone had known Karen for a long, long time. And, you know, with Chris coming in my life, you know, the last couple of years and then getting engaged, I don't know. I was worried about how will they take that, you know, because when it comes to a mom, sometimes it's, you know, a little different. So the worry on on my face. Hopefully you guys have seen this because it aired Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe I shouldn't say too much because maybe some of you guys haven't seen it. You've got to watch Little People, Big World, people. But I was really worried, and I may not have acted as enthused for Zachary and Tori, so I'm not sure they knew how to handle it. But it did take Zachary off guard. He was a little unprepared to handle all that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Didn't
I
he
felt bad
mention?
because
I
I
mean,
wanted
he
everyone to be
mentioned
happy.
he mentioned it even in the trailer they filmed that he had asked not to have you or Matt talk about your relationships on camera, but you had
Well,
mentioned that was a few
let's
years ago.
clarify that though. It wasn't about not talking about a relationship on camera. It was about him. This would be one moment where, out of a few, not many, but a few, to give someone a heads up so that they can embrace it and just, you know, have, I don't know, a different kind of natural response to news like this. So Zach did mention, I mean, time goes by so fast. To me, it was like a year, 2 years ago. Then in case if our relationships went anywhere beyond just having a relationship, could he have just a heads up if we were going to get engaged or marry or something like that and not find out in front of the cameras? And like I said, this would be one moment out of a few that may have happened over the years and years and years we've been doing the show, that would be something, that information that someone would have a heads up. So I unfortunately forgot about that. And
Well, I mean, you were
caught off guard.
but you were so excited. I mean, for you to have held that in before you even called me about that, which, you know, I was surprised too, because you didn't tell me anything till Deb and I met you.
I know.
Yeah, you kept that to yourself. I mean, you were ready to explode with joy. And I think a lot of people understand that, Zach, you know, it was partially their reaction was divorce and what's going on. But just being professional and saying, hey, we're really happy for you. You know, we love you. Here's a hug. Here's something. I think.
And then yell at me later.
Yes, I think people were expecting a little different, you know, reaction.
But you know what? I can totally see where Zachary's coming from,
Yeah, me too.
and I can't be in kids' shoes, you know,
Yeah,
kind of just assuming your parents are going to be together all the time, and then, you know, years ago things fell apart, and you know, we got divorced and stuff like that. But
right.
anyway, I'm just saying, you know, for that part of the show, people, it was very real, and it was
Nothing scripted, nothing planned.
No.
You know, the last few weeks we've had some people hear rumors through some of these tabloids that things were scripted and you do stuff for drama. That's not the case.
Well, it's not the case for many of us, and I know some other reality shows that do this. I mean, do we do retakes if we're going in a door and out a door so the film crew can capture that kind of stuff? Well, of course, those are what I would call more mechanical things. But the meat of a scene is just what it is. Like when I go out with you and Deb, I just ask you, hey, can you come out to dinner with me?
Yeah.
I've got some news to tell you. You guys are like, oh, brothers, what is it now?
What is it now?
But it's not like I'm telling you about it. I'm not giving you all the scoop and everything. You guys are coming in, and I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just like, okay, what are they going to do? I just want to share some good news. Like, if the cameras weren't there, I would do anyway.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you on the phone, oh, guess what? I just got engaged, blah, blah, blah. You want to come out to dinner? I wanted to see your actual reaction besides on a FaceTime thing.
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah. Well, I think the audience pretty much agrees that, it was your day. Happy for you.
yeah,
Could it have been handled differently? Maybe, but we all understand too that kids have feelings when it comes to
yeah, yeah,
divorce.
they do.
And then, the next, well, scenes down the road from that, it was Matt and Zach talking about it. How did you feel about them talking on camera about you?
Well, I just want to make a comment too about watching Little People, Big World. One of the things when I watch my show, you guys are seeing it for the first time, besides something that we may post on our own social media, Instagram and Facebook. But to relive this like months later, so much has transpired after that moment. And, we're all good. We're all good. We're all happy and,
That's good.
stuff
People
like
ask
that. So
that.
you guys definitely are seeing a moment that happened in real time. I'm seeing it again and feeling it again months later. But, it's, I like the perspective of hearing from Zach and from Tori and even from Matt. It gives me a better input and insight as to, what they're actually thinking or wanting to think or wanting to say. And, I'm not saying that I expected everyone to jump up and down and be happy, but this was a wonderful thing in my life. And I know at that moment that maybe there was, some iffiness, uncertainty, questionable, but I never saw it that way for me. I never saw it that way for Chris and I.
No.
And,
And I
there
think
comes to a point when, you are older, you are an empty nest. I so think about my kids. I so think about my family. And, obviously I do mess up sometimes because I'm still in that mode. And sometimes I do it well, sometimes I don't. Trying to be careful and making sure that my kids are okay and what I do, is that going to be okay? And I think I'm, late as ever beginning to learn. They've got their own lives. They're doing great. All my grandkids are doing great. And I can't worry about that so much anymore.
Yeah.
I am happy where I'm at, and I'm happy with the person I'm with. And it's great to have that support. And I know I do for the most part. So, but it was interesting.
Yeah. And I think Chris really showed his true colors during the proposal with his emotions. And again, not scripted. You'd had no idea
Gosh,
it was
no.
coming. And
if anyone knows about Chris,
yeah,
there's no scripted here, people. That is one thing that he told me when we were, when he so graciously said, okay, yeah, I'll be on TV with you. It's what you do and stuff like that. But he goes, I don't want to have to repeat scenes over and over because they didn't capture this or they didn't capture that and, stuff like that. And so I said, hey, I hear you, because that's the way I like to film as well. And I'm not saying that never happens over the years, but I think I pride ourselves on, being real. But no, Chris is very real. And we still get emotional when we see it again. I look over and he's like, don't look at me. You can't look at me.
A lot of people have watched it multiple times and post, oh my gosh, I've watched it for the fourth time. I'm still crying.
Yeah.
One of the best scenes ever on Little People, Big World. I think that a lot of fans in the past, they didn't really know Chris. He was a little quiet. They were thinking, what's his motivation? What's his intention here? But he is the nicest, most genuine guy you'll ever meet. And he lets you be you.
Yeah, he's a guy's guy. And, he likes his meat and potatoes. Don't give him too many vegetables. He likes his motorcycle riding. He's into a few shows. He loves watching Little People, Big World. So I guess that's
But he didn't watch it before he knew you. He didn't even know about it.
No, he had no clue.
I didn't either when I met you.
And I'm like, okay, really? Like you don't even at all? But no, he had really no clue. He thought it was kind of like, oh, when he found out, it's like, oh, a show? Like, what show is this?
Right, right.
And if he did look it up and still wanted to date me, I'm like, oh, well, hallelujah.